Hey guys, what's going on? This is Darth Arma, and I am so excited for this set coming up right here. This is Biohazard versus HoneyBee. Now, these guys are now in, I guess, a little bit more of their more comfortable suits.
Were you wearing my suit again?
I ain't proud of it, Blondie.
We need to establish boundaries.
Begin.
More comfortable being that they're more likely to be secondaries instead of, your third, fourth, or fifth characters. HoneyBee rocking Supergirl or Power Girl, the Power Girl premiere skin, and Biohazard with a Harley Quinn. I know he's got a big dedication to Harley Quinn ever since Injustice 1, and it's even on his stick art. Alright, Biohazard trying to get something going there. Great block there by HoneyBee, but not anticipating the low right afterwards. Continuing not to watch his feet as Biohazard starts to run away with this. HoneyBee floating up in the air, trying to bait something out, and good patience there by Biohazard, but still moving forward. Finds himself in a bad spot here. Harley Quinn has no access to a teleport, but Supergirl does, and it is a big, punishable one. Trying to get a little handsy there with the interactable, but Biohazard puts a stop to it right away with those high gun shots. Very fast traveling projectile. A little bit of a bonus meter build there. As HoneyBee tries to go in there, purposely whiffs it right in front of Biohazard, making him think it's his turn to swing, and HoneyBee all over it, exposing it. And I believe that was an accidental transition there. Not sure if HoneyBee wanted to give up the corner there. He probably could have got a forward three and converted it into, big combo, but he's still in the driver's seat. He's still in control here at this point. Down two by Biohazard, and it gets completely punished. HoneyBee quickly recognizing that it's his chance to build a little bit of meter. He continues the combo and chuck that free chip damage in the interactable. The forward three does get blocked. Biohazard had a full bar for a while. He uses one of them to get that armor right on the interactable. And all over HoneyBee's wake up tendencies here. Sniffing out the cross up, fully punishing it on block. The damage over time is doing a lot, but it's suddenly over. The double, triple overhead there by Biohazard, and HoneyBee correctly blocking here. This guy's got super ready to go, and it's not going to be far enough, and I don't even think it was fast enough. A little bit of a desperate pull there by HoneyBee, if you ask me. Possibly looking for something in the lines of the flash range of supers, but that Power Girl one just completely whiffed right in front of him.
Who's ready for roughhousing?
How about slaps and tickles at 10 paces?
You're on, sister.
Begin.
Alright, game two, Biohazard in the lead, 1-0, and starting off this game very strong and in a dominant fashion. HoneyBee backing off, knowing that, there's really no reason to stay negative in front of your opponent's face. And with the charge full screen, bullying him over and over again until he finds him in the corner. Now this is where HoneyBee wants Biohazard. This is where you want your opponent in almost any fighting game. But in this game, you got to watch out for those interactables. And Biohazard backs off of it. A whiff punish or just a trip guard there. Next, the meter burn freeze. Going over to the other side. Smart stuff. Smart awareness there by HoneyBee. Recognizing how close he was to his opponent and recognizing where he was on the screen at all times. Not anticipating the low here. Good blocks on the overhead. It is a little bit slower than the low, so a lot of opponents or a lot of top players love to just fuzzy guard those Harley Quinn starting strings. The down one. No meter to extend the combo. Big heartbreaker there by HoneyBee as he lets Biohazard slowly come back. Hitting with the lasers, putting him at full screen. Now Power Girl, you can kind of manage her zoning options by just looking at that bar right there at the bottom, but I feel like it's always ready to shoot again.
I need my big mallet!
Now you're asking for it.
One bar, and HoneyBee decides to hold on to it, giving Biohazard a little bit of breathing room. 25% back as a health regain. Good use to the interactables there. Good timing as HoneyBee was trying to advance and close the gap. He wants to end this. Clash is no longer an option for Biohazard, so he's pretty much on the brink of defeat in this game. Oh, whiffing that shoulder charge right in front of his face and going for the down one that does actually hit low. Into the corner, and Biohazard just trying to press buttons as soon as possible, just like a caged animal, just released right out of the gate. And HoneyBee taming him perfectly, backdashing him, making him whiff. and HoneyBee tying up the set 1-1. You know, it's those weird situations.
Were you wearing my suit again?
Okay, we heard this one, so I'm gonna talk over it. It's a weird situation when you have to,
Begin.
you know, make a decision on, you know, what's my opponent gonna do? Are they gonna try to just frame trap me, or are they like looking for me to fight the frame trap? But I feel like most of the time you don't want to swing there, so I'm not really sure what Biohazard was looking for. Possibly just HoneyBee trying to continue the pressure, possibly a stagger string there, but HoneyBee didn't give it to him. He had no reason to risk it, and no reason not to go for the nice, safe walk back and punch. Hold on, Biohazard here. He's got him in the corner. This is where Harley Quinn combos do a little bit more damage, but extending it there with the character power there, the hyena. And that might have been all she wrote. HoneyBee knew that blocking was not going to be an option there if he wanted to survive, so he desperately went for the backdash. Hold on, here's his opening here, switching over to the other side. Now HoneyBee's in the driver's seat. Biohazard finding himself with his back in the corner, flat on his face, and the wake-up play doctor, that damage over time, and what a punish there by HoneyBee. He absolutely knows this character. This character is his brother's secondary, so he knows where he can swing, he knows where he can punish. And, you know, a lot of Harley Quinns feel like that option after the tantrum stance is safe, but, you know, all you gotta do is lab it out and see if your character can reach him. Ooh, calling it out there. Not sure if he thought HoneyBee was gonna take to the sky. What a comeback!
To be perforated.
You don't even know me.
What a comeback here. Just right move after right move. But Harley Quinn did expend her clash, so she did get a little bit of breathing room, a little bit of health here. Hard knockdown to the hyena, is forcing him to block these jump-ins here, not giving him enough room to squeeze a down 2 in there, even though Supergirl's down 2 is, you know, one of the better ones in this game. Whiffing right in front of her, trying to get her to press buttons, trying to get her to do something that's very unsafe, but Biohazard keeping his poise, keeping his patience. Air-to-air trade here, not what HoneyBee was looking for, but here it is. It might be the game he might have. Yep, that is it. Freezing him right in place, not giving him an option to air escape. He might have been able to air escape, but, you know, when you're in the corner, it's hard not to get punished. When you do air escape in this game for 2 bars, you do have a lot of recovery frames when you touch the ground, so it gives the opponent a chance to continue the combo or just, you know, put you in a whole new one.
Who's ready for roughhousing?
How about slaps and tickles at 10 paces?
You're on, sister.
Begin.
The down 2 right out the gate, converting into the back 3, knowing that he hit him high enough. And, you know, that would have been the only situation where the down 2 would have connected. So, you know, I could definitely see that being a pattern of Biohazard, starting out a game with Harley Quinn like that, hitting the down 2 and recognizing that the only way that they're going to hit me with this is if they jump forward. And, you know, I've commentated in enough HoneyBee games to know that HoneyBee loves to jump forward attack at the start of the game.
This Harley's all wrapped up.
And with the air laser, chucking the interactable completely out of play, you know, taking away that mobility option that the gadget characters do have with it. Oh, down 2 a little too early. Wasn't anticipating the meter burn. The second gunshot there by Biohazard, trying to get some kind of tricky cross-up, but does find a nice opening here. A gift from Biohazard, if you will. That clearly input error there, the cupcake. There's no way he wanted to do that, especially when HoneyBee was, you know, nowhere near the trajectory of it. Feels out the steam, knows exactly what's coming. Now it's no longer an option. Gets rid of both interactables in this corner. Chucking the hyena bone here. Good blocks of the overhead and the down 2. He squeezes it in there, but misses the follow-up. Oh, looking for something here. HoneyBee just meeting and punishing perfectly here.
You can tap out if you wanna.
I'm not that kind of girl.
And Harley Quinn has 4 bars because, of course, she does. She doesn't need it for her combos, so she's one of those characters that just always has meter, so you always got to be careful. You have to manage your meter very carefully in a situation where you want to clash. Look at this situation right here. Even if HoneyBee wanted to clash, even if he found himself in a combo, he could be looking at some extra damage for no reason. 3 and a little too close to the corner. HoneyBee not anticipating, not completely aware of his surroundings. Oh, and that is a whiff punish
We
here.
make a good pair.
Yeah, sweet, hun.
And like I said before, even if you find yourself in a combo, it's, you know, she's got all those options and she can really hurt you for no reason at all. One connected shot and there it is, Biohazard.
Harley
Taking that
Quinn
game,
wins.
tying up the set 2-2. Nice little outro there. Everyone knows all the cool people don't look at the explosions, and Harley Quinn is as cool as you get. So we're going to the character select screen, but this is a
Harley
first to
Quinn.
5 specifically in this matchup. HoneyBee highlighting the Flash just because he thinks it's funny, but I don't think this is funny. I love the fact that they're,
Fighters
you know,
approaching Fortress
sitting
of Solitude.
in these first to 5s, in these skins, in, you know, this mode, and really trying to show us a little bit of, you know, what's going on when character select is not an option.
Okay, Blondie. Fighting lessons 101.
Are you pranking me, Harley?
I call this lesson Wham Bam Pow.
Begin.
Wham, bam, pow. Ooh, no whiff punish there. A little too late there by HoneyBee, but Biohazard definitely pressed the button in the corner, in the air. When you press the button in the air, you are susceptible to being punished after landing. So there's a lot of recovery there. Oh, not quite ready for that overhead here. And the background bounce by a Biohazard, looking for the hyena setup, but you know, it's kind of one of those things where you throw the hyena, and if you see that they delayed wake up, you know that wake up option is no longer there. So then you can kind of go in with an ambiguous jump in, cross up, you know, and you really, once you get rid of those options and once you know the timing of your opponent, it makes for really good Oki in your favor. So I love that setup there by Biohazard. Hold on, doesn't matter. HoneyBee trying to get away with it, hitting the overhead here, meter burning it to extend it, but a little bit of a drop here. Down one into tantrum stance. Good awareness there by Biohazard, recognizing that it hit him in the air and you know, he wasn't able to convert into a full combo. But HoneyBee somehow slipped through his fingers, and now Biohazard finding himself in the corner. Not enough to kill yet, but oh, come on, HoneyBee. That was probably the most obvious answer in the corner, going straight off for the wall kick, but HoneyBee still secures the round, just doesn't secure the positioning that he wanted. And Biohazard getting a little desperate here, you know, just trying to throw everything there at HoneyBee and hold on. Speaking of desperation, that very tricky, unsafe wake up, or I'm sorry, the unsafe teleport on block, you can full combo punish it. You definitely don't want to test a player like Biohazard when it comes to punishing those risky moves. Hitting with the laser. And, you know, those trades are definitely in HoneyBee's favor. You know, even if he does have to block a hyena, just the fact that he gets Biohazard off of him. Now, I feel like Harley Quinn doesn't necessarily want to get a hyena hit. I think it's more about, you know, putting your opponent in a panic and then finding the raw opening there with, you know, either her low or her overhead or her jump in. But I think right now Biohazard looking to make this without giving HoneyBee an opportunity to clash here. But you gotta be careful though. Both players have clash, but HoneyBee has a super. Can he make it connect? The down two doesn't go punish. The overhead, the bat to the back of the skull there, and Biohazard running away with it. HoneyBee knowing that he was just
Harley
one
Quinn wins.
good decision away from winning that game, and unfortunately he just could not clutch it out. He could not find his opening where he felt comfortable enough to throw out that super.
Okay, Blondie. Fighting lessons 101.
I've gotten pretty used to my powers.
I'm gonna need a bigger bat.
Begin.
Oh, and the double overhead there. Now that's really the first thing you want to get used to when it comes to Harley Quinn. It's just, you know, knowing that she has that option off of there and knowing that she can stay in the ground. Now you can do things about it, but you know, it's all about finding the Harley Quinn that's crazy enough to let you get away with it. And I don't think Biohazard is that Harley Quinn. And HoneyBee knows that, being that it's, you know, he's playing his brother. They're very familiar with each other. So just nothing but respect And the double, technically a double jumping in, going into flight, and then continuing another jump in. A little bit of a drop there, or possibly just a cross-up setup, making it look like a drop. Even fooling me. I'm not even playing. Checking interactables, and he had the right read, just a little off on the miscalculation, little off on the execution there. Slight miscalculation by HoneyBee. Good awareness there of the cupcake trajectory. Ooh, and Biohazard making so much work there with that corner interactable. And that was a punish. I just don't think he was ready for it. For the shoulder charge there as Biohazard just stops him with his gun. Chucking the bone there, and HoneyBee okay with taking that. A laser hit is definitely a good trade with a hyena block. And again, the overhead, the mallet to the back of the skull as you just see Kara on the ground, mouth wide open in disbelief and in awe of the fact that Harley Quinn just bashed her brains in. Now, this is a string that I usually don't see Biohazard going for, very much at all. The down two out of the sky, the back three, unclashable damage here. Again, HoneyBee finding himself in a spot where he's got super. The back throw to put him in a bad position here. Is he close enough? Is Super gonna kill him? Looking for the laser there, trying to contest projectile for projectile, and the wall kick. Biohazard connected that so many times, and that's very specific to this stage here and a few others where you just, get the opportunity over and over again to just kick off the wall. It's really hard to get those gadget characters in the corner here.
Okay, Blondie, fighting lessons 101.
It seems self-explanatory.
Guess I have to knock some sense into ya.
Begin.
Ooh, there we go. Challenging him out the gate. Connecting that fist right to Harley Quinn's jaw. There we go. We're going to see a background bounce. Nice extended combo here by HoneyBee. Just a few hits, but you're going to take every bit of damage that you possibly can. Oh, and the overhead here, and a little drop there. No background bounce for Biohazard, and HoneyBee trying to make his way away from it, trying to put Biohazard in the truer corner here. The forward three, it's got him there a little too late, or possibly anticipating a delay wake up there, but Biohazard just able to walk out of the situation. But here we go. In the corner, not where Biohazard wants to be, especially considering he doesn't have a wall to jump off of. The down two, looking for something here, faking out that forward three and then just going straight into the low, but Biohazard was completely ready for it. He's seen a trick or two. Here we go, finally connecting the background bounce, chucking the hyena, and a little bit of a whiff there at the jump in. Down two, challenging there, countering whatever button Biohazard was trying to make, whatever advancement he was trying to make. Biohazard trying to get rid of this pesky little bar, and he does, meeting her in the air with a gunshot before her boot can make contact. And what a clean and stellar jump in there by HoneyBee. Of course he's going to force the clash.
Step out if you wanna.
Thanks, but I'm not done.
And again, Biohazard having all four bars, and that's just how it goes when you play Harley Quinn. She doesn't really need, as you can see right here, she doesn't need a meter for her combos. Just going cleanly into the back three with no meter required. The shoulder charge, possibly looking for somewhat of a shimmy here, but Biohazard not biting, not taking the bait. Taking so much damage here, trying to stay in the air, and the cross-up punish unfortunately does get the air escape because Harley Quinn has all this meter, still at a meter lead here. But Biohazard on, his last limbs, one or two more hits to defeat. The laser, not enough there, but the chip damage on the second one definitely was. Those don't hit overhead, but they do deal chip damage along with everything else in this game. And we're going to stay on this stage as HoneyBee tries to close this gap between himself and his brother, now at 3-4.
You don't look like a hero.
Well, Superman does, and he ain't one.
To me, he is.
Begin.
Good block there by the overhead HoneyBee. Ooh, catching the backdash here is HoneyBee trying to get out of there. I think Biohazard needs to make a mental note, you know, on all those situations where he thinks his brother's going to backdash, where he thinks he's going to back off. You know, a lot of pro players love doing it when they're at a frame disadvantage. So you always got to make a note of that. Always have to kind of be aware of what your opponent's tendencies are. Not sure if that was supposed to be a, you know, a whiff punish there, knowing the distance of the shoulder, but I think he unfortunately got the gunshot. Chucking the interactable right over Harley Quinn's head. Air escaping. I think HoneyBee thought it was worth it. Doesn't want to get comboed. Doesn't want to get back through, especially when that background bounces in the air. Good avoidance there of the hyena altogether, connecting the air laser. Not quite a punish, but does get some pressure going, and Biohazard swinging right back, swinging right out the gate. HoneyBee looking for a preemptive jump in, or he's looking for a preemptive down two, anticipating a jump in. Hitting him with the lasers, air to air here. Backing off, not letting Harley Quinn make the connection here, and Biohazard stops any advancement there by HoneyBee. Oh, and that's going to be a big-time punish. Sometimes you just got to take those risks. Sometimes you just got to make those reads, make those call-outs, and just assume that your opponent's going to do what they're going to do. And in that very situation, HoneyBee thought he was going to cupcake. He said, I'm in cupcake range right now. If I dash forward, I can really punish him for trying to go for cupcakes. The forward three for the side switch here. Oh, so unfortunate for HoneyBee. However, he does have a meter for this overhead to continue it.
Ooh, I need my big mallet.
Wow, need a diaper change?
And what does Harley Quinn have at all these clashes? She's always got 4 bars of meter. Using 2 of them for 25% back. Hitting the lasers here. As HoneyBee needs that interactable. Pulling down the drape, pulling down that huge block of ice here. Now he does have air escape. Is he going to use it? No. Maybe he's holding on to the super. Maybe he's trying to go and clash. Well, hold on. Not giving him an opportunity. A Biohazard holding on to just a little too much meter. Hindsight does tell us he probably should have gone with an air escape there, but you know, and for those of you who don't know, when you get hit by a meter burn back 3, you actually don't have the option to air escape. So Biohazard couldn't air escape there at the end.
Okay, Blondie. Fighting lessons 101.
Are you pranking me, Harley?
I call this lesson Wham Bam Pow.
Begin.
Alright, HoneyBee taking a very passive route, just trying to back off, and I think it's because he's kind of always held the pace okay, especially in these last few games where, you know, he'll get the whole Biohazard pretty much just throwing it all out there, putting himself in a very punishable situation, but somehow does get the hit later. But, you know, HoneyBee taking it back, trying to push him to the corner, and again, not the true corner on this stage, the corner where Biohazard does have access to that very great wall jump. Little whiff shoulder charge there, just for, I guess, a little bit of meter build, closing the gap between himself and his opponent, and that's really where he wants to be, is right in Harley Quinn's face. No punish there, might have been a little too late. Looking for an overhead, but HoneyBee is not home. The down 2 straight into the tantrum stance, and Biohazard was looking for the air escape. So HoneyBee's got to think about that next time, because if he didn't air escape, that would have just been a lost opportunity for Biohazard. The wall kick, and then the overhead unexpectedly hitting HoneyBee twice as he meter burns it. And he meter burns it again. Such a great zoning tool there by Harley Quinn, able to just kind of dictate the pace, even when against a character with such a great full screen presence like Supergirl's lasers. Oh, and that one's gonna hurt. Definitely worth the cash. Spend it because it comes back anyway. Spending all that air laser character power trait. And going for a ride in the corner, spinning around here. What's going to be the mix-up? And of course, Biohazard using the wall. Well, why wouldn't you? It's such a great interactable. The invincibility frames start up so quickly, and it's so hard to punish an opponent for doing it. Oh, a big back three. Now we're going to be in background bounce territory. Hold on. HoneyBee says, not so fast. I'm going to wake up with his uppercut. Looking for an air to air there exchange. HoneyBee. Oh, what a missed opportunity there. It could have been a huge punish. It could have been the game, or at least could have forced the clash. Hold on, HoneyBee keeping it unclashable. Biohazard's got 3 bars. Smart stuff there, punishing him with the down one, going into the interactable. Biohazard desperately going for the low into the super. He's got no more meter. HoneyBee's got 1 bar. What's he gonna do with it? And there goes the bar, just like that. Throws the cupcakes, uses the clash.
Like a sonic boom when you fart.
As if.
No bars on either side. Just a great way to stop a combo and not, suffer any consequences to it.
Here's a taste of girl power.
As long as it's rough.
And the reactions there by HoneyBee being able to just, hold forward and meter burn as soon as he got hit. Like, it wasn't even a frame later. He was able to stop that second hit and hits him in the air with the air laser. It was just pretty much a standoff there, full screen. Guys, I'm Darth Arma. You guys can follow me on Twitter, on YouTube, or on Twitch, all at Darth Arma. Thanks for listening.